Okay. Checking. It's not falling. I think we're good. So to start this off, I guess this isn't a rebrand, it's a reboot. Not a rebrand, it's a reboot. But not even necessarily a reboot, it's a reset. Because I'm not completely rebooting the channel. I'm not getting rid of a ton of content. I'm not completely just starting over from scratch. But I am reassessing how I am approaching the channel. Step one was swapping the name. So it's no longer Return to Writing, it's Chrissy Tina T. And it's more of a hub channel now. It's more of a hub for creative projects I'm working on. So it's not just focused on writing and story. It's going to be focused on things like the videos about different genres and things within horror, like I did with the clown video or the analog horror video. It's going to be bringing more of story crafting in because I really enjoyed that last one, even if the algorithm didn't. I did. Going to incorporate the comic that I'm working on because I'm giving webcomics a shot and they're going to be one-page episodes. And it's over on Webtoon called Living with Lucy. Don't know why I just blanked on my own comic name. And I'm currently working on episode 2. So it's going to be a combination of that. And even though, granted, my hub site does also have my game stuff on there, so it's the comics, the writing, and the game development, that still has its own channel. Because I did that before I came up with this decision to put everything in a hub. But even then, I'm thinking of just making that just a gaming channel with the occasional game dev video. Because, I mean, in order to make games, you must play games. Therefore, you must get an understanding of how they feel. But also, I just kind of want to play more video games. And I mean, I'm not the best gamer, but oh well. So it's Chrissy Cat Comics, Return to Writing, and Tiny Tabby Gaming. So why is this a reset? Because I need it. It's that simple. It's because I need it. It's because I need a reset. I need again, not a complete do over, but given my current situation, especially given the real shit position, the real shit position the job market is in, excuse my French. I will swear every now and then. I am an adult. I can do that. But considering every place says they're hiring when they're not actually hiring, and no matter whether you meet the requirements or not, there's a higher chance of getting rejected than there is being accepted. I've basically become a freelancer. I have basically just resorted to figuring out what I can do with what I have because it's getting tight. And I'll admit it, I had a little existential crisis, which isn't helping because my birthday is right around the corner, literally. It's on the 6th. But I feel like this is gonna sound random, but it's not. I feel like Stardew Valley kind of comes into your life when you need it, weirdly enough. Because I got bored one day and just like, you know what? I'm gonna get Stardew Valley. I got it on my phone. And the opening alone was enough to make me be like, oh, I need to do something. Because the opening of the game, you're given an envelope by your grandfather and are told to open it when you feel down on your luck and like life is not working with you and you need a reset. And it has the deed to a farm in it, and you basically get a second chance. You get a new life in a sense. And it made me kind of wish I had that. But I don't. I don't have an abandoned farm that I suddenly have the deed for that I could just go live in and fix up, create a new life off of. I can't just move somewhere and start anew. I wish I could, but that's not in the budget, nowhere even near in budget. And I was thinking, how can I build my own farm in a sense? How can I have my Stardew Valley reset without the envelope. And that's what really got me thinking more about this. Because again, changing the username from Return to Writing to Chrissy Tina T was just step one. That was something I've been wanting to do for a while. But then really creating the hub, creating the website that's now linked on my page, and literally bringing all of those creative things under one roof. That was truly step one. And so far, that's made me feel a lot more relaxed, knowing I'm not spreading myself thin and just choosing one thing to focus on, because that was really draining me, because I'm someone that likes to do a lot of things. I'm very much a jack of all trades, sort of master of a few, but I like to do many things. I like to draw, I like to write, I like to paint, I like to do every little thing that I enjoy. And if I can make something from it, awesome. But to kind of just like force myself to niche down and focus on one of those things while completely just shutting out the other, it was draining. It was completely draining. And I know my voice just cracked. You'll have to deal. But that first step of just bringing it all under one roof and being like, screw the algorithm, screw niching down, this is my channel. If the algorithm doesn't like it, fine. I'm not aiming for fame. I'm just aiming to do what I like to do. And it's all, I mean, relatively in the same wheelhouse to a degree. It's all creative. A lot of it's story driven. So it's still relatively in the same wheelhouse. So that should somewhat appease the algorithm. But then how else can I sort of plant the seeds to build my farm? How can I raise the barn myself? So I've reopened my Etsy and added the signed copies of my book to that instead, because they offer shipping labels and Ko-fi doesn't, and you have to pay for shipping labels, and even though it's not a lot of money, it's still technically a lot of money when you're in a tight situation. But there's that. I've started focusing on my Ko-fi. I've been actually starting to focus on that a lot more, updating it as often as I can. There's still my Buy Me a Coffee, my Patreon, even though I don't think I have my Patreon linked anymore, but I'm still trying to work out what to do with those, because I want to try to use what each of those platforms has. Because there are certain things that each one has that the other doesn't. So I'm trying to work out what to do with that. And, I mean, it really is just, what can I do to truly start this up, to truly start working my way towards what I want to do and what I can make somewhat of a sustainable, I guess, income from. Because, I mean, I also have my shops, which I'm going to start updating more because I need to work on some new designs, take some things down. And, I mean, granted, my Etsy does also have print-on-demand stuff that I designed a few years ago. It's like, if anything, the only thing that I didn't really do myself is the text, because I may be good at lettering, but I'm better at lettering on paper than I am digitally. Although, to be fair, I did do the lettering for some of my logos. I will admit that. But there is some print-on-demand stuff on there that I did myself. But I also want to start including more things like the signed copies that I can physically put out myself. So again, it's planting those seeds. It's a reset with what I have. It's not a rebrand. I am still very much me. This is still very much my content and the same content, just trying to evolve it and rework it. I think it's safe to say I had no plan for this video other than just to ramble and talk about this reset. But yeah, let's consider this building my own farm. Let's call this building my farm. Well, to be fair, just going off, starting over, living on a farm does kind of sound tempting, but nah. I love animals, but I don't think I can handle that. So yeah. This isn't a rebrand. It's a reset. And I guess I'll see you guys in whatever video comes next. I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, it's like, well, the amount of people watching this aren't subscribed, and I don't get why people, I mean, I get why people do that, but it does feel very guilt-trippy. If you want to like and subscribe, go for it. If you want to comment, go for it. It's up to you. You do you. I'll be doing my own thing. You guys have fun.